All right, appreciate you guys joining us. I'd like to thank our fans for the great turnout last week as well for our game against Southern Miss. Look forward to seeing them again this week for homecoming, which should be a great environment. Recapping last week, players of the week, offensive player of the week, 17 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown carry, Kamani Vidal. Defensive player of the week, has played really good football all year and has improved technique-wise, but his production all year has been at a high level. T.J. Jackson, 5 tackles, 1.5 for loss, 1.5 sacks. T.J.'s really been a dynamic playmaker on the front all year long, and he's improved his technique significantly week after week after week. So really proud of what he's doing. And then the special teams player of the week, scoring all his kick opportunities, Brooks Buse. So Brooks has been really, really solid all year long for us. And Brooks is available back now in the kickoff role when needed, which earlier in the year we weren't quite ready for him to be available for those opportunities. Doesn't mean Zach Long and Scott Taylor won't still get some of those kicks, but Brooks, we feel, is back to being able to kick off when we want him to kick off. Job takers of the week. So scout team players of the week, as we call them, but job takers is defensively is Tyler Founds from Decatur, Alabama. Offensive job taker of the week or scout look player of the week, Jarris Williams from Mobile, Alabama. And then on special teams, the job taker of the week was Riley Slaughter from Roswell, Georgia. So those guys all did a really nice job. Really proud of Jarris Williams. He's starting to grow in his role a little bit on special teams. I could maybe see him getting some more on offense if he continues to make the strides he's made the last several weeks. He did some good things in the spring, and he's kind of putting a lot of things together finally that are getting slower for him and calming down. Nathan Harris, John Johnson, Service Ward this week is Scott Taylor Renfro. ST has been very active in the community, going to elementary schools, reading, doing some visits to Pike Lib and to Troy Elementary. He did read to my kindergartner, her class this past week, so that might have given him the extra nudge to win that award because he read to my little girl Stella's class this week. And then the Corey McClellar Spirit Award, and it was really great to see Corey's parents at Trojan Walk on Saturday, but the Corey McClellar Spirit Award goes to Christian Murphy. Unbelievable sideline energy all night long, and really I think affected our team well by how he brought energy to the sideline. Really proud of our team winning a hard-fought conference game against a much-improved Southern Miss team. I think Southern Miss has shown a lot of growth in a lot of areas of their program over the last year. I told you guys last week, you look at the first half of Southern Miss's season in 2021 versus the last half, and it was like two different teams. You saw the real marked improvement. And then this year, they could have very easily been a one-loss team coming to our game. They lost in 4 overtimes to Liberty, and they lost a 30-7 game to Miami that was 10-7 at half. But then they beat Tulane at Tulane, who is having a really good year, and then they beat Northwestern State and FCS school handedly. So they could have very easily been a one-loss team coming to our game if that Liberty game goes their way. They're playing at a high level on defense, and their offense, I think they have a really good identity. I thought our defense controlled the game. And I thought offensively we moved the ball. Similar to the Marshall game, though, early in the game, we had to finish drives better. We can't have the turnover in the red zone, and we got to do some things to finish drives better. But glad to get the win. I'm excited about where we're headed. I think we're on the right track in a lot of areas. Still a lot of room for us to grow that we gotta get moving in the right direction fast on, or some of those mistakes are they're gonna creep up and bite us in a game that if we don't get them fixed and cleaned up fast. So in the meat of this conference schedule, this is a much improved league, and you'll see that by how the opponent we got next, I think. But kind of checking in on the midway point of our season so far. We've played 6 games, and just statistically where we're at, and stats. Sometimes they matter, maybe sometimes they don't. The most important stat is win-loss column, and I think we're doing some good things. I think we could be better. Scoring defense, currently we're up 6 points. So we're giving up 6 points less a game than we were last year. So last year we gave up 26 points a game. This year we're giving up 20. So we're much improved right now in scoring defense. Yardage-wise, we're giving up about 12 more yards a game, so we need to tighten up there. And then offensively, scoring offense, we're scoring 3 more points a game than we did last year right now. And really the biggest area of growth of our team, total offense, we're averaging 60 yards more a game of total offense over last season. We do have to finish drives a lot better on offense. That's going to and protect the football a lot better on offense. Those are 2 main areas we have to grow really fast if we want to achieve the things we want to achieve this season. So that's sort of a check-in of where we're at statistically on offense and defense at the midway point. And then looking ahead, moving forward, Texas State, they're coming off of a really good win over App at home, a convincing win. I mean, it was a dominating win from start to finish. A really well-coached, good football team. They have an identity of what they're doing in all 3 phases. Offensively, Jake Spavital, the head coach, runs the offense, is a really good football coach. He's been an offensive coordinator at the Power 5 level a long time. Have a lot of respect for Jake and how he does things. They've got some dynamic playmakers. The quarterback, Lane Hatcher, he's a transfer from Ark State. He's thrown for 7,400 yards and 65 touchdowns in his college career, so very productive. They've got 2 really good running backs, Calvin Hill and Lincoln Parr. Their slot receiver, Ashton Hawkins, number 2, he's got 45 catches on the year. I mean, he is a big-time playmaker. Their other receivers are good players too, but he sticks out because just statistically he is making a bunch of plays. And they've got 2 guys that are all-conference type players in their O-line. So they're a good quality bunch on offense, and they're doing good things. Their defense, I think they've got the best defensive line we've played so far. And I'm not just saying that. Like, out of everybody we've played, this is the best D-line we've played. And they have the best defensive lineman we've played so far. Number 54, Levi Bell, is a game wrecker. I mean, he is a dominant force on the D-line. They move him around. They play him in multiple spots. If we don't know where he is all night, we're going to have issues, and we have got to block him because he just absolutely spoils plays and drives and games for other teams. I've got a lot of respect for how he plays the game, a lot. Zach Spavital, Jake's brother, runs their defense and does a nice job. They're multiple with what they do. Like I said, the Levi Bell kid, maybe the best defensive player we've played all year. Both corners are really good players. Their safeties are good. Their backers are physical and fit downhill and do some nice things. And then their punter, it's the best punter we've played all year. He's got a long of 68. He averages about 45 yards a punt. He's very talented and is a game changer with how they play the game. So excited about this opportunity, excited about homecoming being this week. We got to focus on the game. All the festivities that go on around the game have zero effect on our preparation and us playing the game the right way. But really look forward to playing in the vet again this week and hopefully having a great crowd on hand and really good challenge. Another good challenge in this league. I think top to bottom, this conference every week it's going to be a great challenge every week. Everybody is much improved. Everybody's doing a good job coaching. I look at the players. This is not the same Sun Belt from maybe 10 years ago where, not to name teams, but there was different teams that did not present the issues you see week in, week out right now. I think if you'd have said, several years ago, hey, Texas State beat App, probably people would have looked at you sideways. Man, Texas State beat App fair and square at their own game and really took it to App. So great opportunity, great challenge this week again. With that, I'll open up to questions.
Hey, John, this is John Dustin. Give us an update, if you will, on Jabri and any other injuries.
Yeah, John, appreciate you asking. Jabri is out for the foreseeable future. I think he'll have a return this year. He's undergoing a little procedure this morning where we're going to find out some more information on the length of how long he'll be out. I would say he's out for the next couple of weeks. I don't have a definitive timeline on his return, but he is out for the foreseeable future. DeYoncre Lewis has a chance maybe this week. Feel very confident in next week. This week's, I'd say he's questionable. Next week, I'd say he's very likely. So DeYoncre has a chance. give me some other names, and I'll give you some specifics. Gunner was available last week, like I told you. Just didn't play him. Wanted to protect him. That was out of an abundance of precaution for his health and safety. He was very capable of playing. He practiced all week. He was cleared to play. We just wanted to only use him in an emergency. He will be available. I'll know probably middle of the week of who we're going to start at quarterback. I don't have an answer for you there. Nice thing is we got two guys that have starting ability and have started games, and we've won games with them being the starter. So that's nice to have. What other guys you got questions on? Ransall's likely out, but not a determination yet fully on him. He looked really good this morning in the training room, but I'm not ready to rule him out, but I'd say he's very doubtful.
And I guess Jaden's still out for a while.
Jaden McDonald, yeah, he's likely out. He's likely out for a while, and then as well as Luis Medina, both are out for the foreseeable future.
Okay, one more question on Jabri. I don't know if you can tell us this or not, but was it an ankle, foot? What?
Yeah, that's part of what we'll find out today. He's getting, with our team doctors, he's getting some things looked at this morning and closer. He had pictures taken Saturday night, which showed us there is an issue. I don't know the full extent of the issue. It was a lower leg, ankle-ish type of injury. Not so much foot, more ankle, low leg. But I think he'll be, anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. It depends on what we find out today. It could be, it's really up in the air on when he's going to be back, but don't have any final answer on him yet. That's it? You guys are making it easy on me today.
No, Coach, it's Jamal from Nimbus Fan Montgomery. How nice is it now to get consecutive games at home here this week? So far this season has sort of been a game on the road, game at home, game on the road, game at home. A little bit of continuity now, a little bit of relaxation, get to sleep in your own bed a little bit longer. How nice is that?
Yeah, I like playing at home. I mean, I like playing on the road too. I like playing football and coaching, and I don't care where we play as much. If our fans will do what they need to do and show up, I love playing at home. And I think our fans will. We've got great fans, and so I love being able to go through the Trojan Walk, and I love being able to circle the tee at midfield before the game and pray with our team. I love getting to run out of our locker room and take the field and see our fans and our families and our friends, and then I love celebrating after we win at home. There's a lot of things I love about playing here at home. I think we have one of the best venues in all of Group of 5 football here at the Vet. I really do. We got a beautiful stadium, a great setting, tailgate terraces, a great way to spend a Saturday, a family environment. So I love playing home games. I love the routine of being at home. I do like sleeping at my house, but I love playing everywhere. I mean, I like playing every Saturday.
And then one more. You mentioned obviously Jabri being out for that extended period of time, but just the depth of that wide receiver room. There are a lot of guys who can come off and make plays. Just speak to the talent that you guys have and that next man up mentality. Yeah,
you've got to. I hate it for Jabri. Like I told you guys Saturday night, I love Jabri Barber. I love how he works. I love the person, Jabri Barber. Better, I told you all Saturday, better people make better players. Jabri is playing and has been playing at a really high level because of his character and his work ethic and how he goes about his business. But we do have to have the next guy ready to go. In this game, there's going to be attrition, and that's the thing you have to be ready to deal with. I feel confident that other guys are going to step up. Tez and Jabri have kind of been doing some similar things job description-wise. Peyton Higgins has grown a lot. I would tell you this, like Peyton Higgins in the spring, I didn't know if he'd be quite ready to have an impact this year. His role has been up and down depending on availability of guys, but you saw him in the Alabama A&M game make some really explosive plays. So I think P. Higg will get a little bit more, and I think other guys just got to be ready to step up and maybe take on some different roles, some larger roles, some adjusted roles to make up for the absence of Jabri.
Hey, Coach, it's Justin, the Mister. We talk about Javon Solomon and Jupiter all the time, but T.J. Jackson, like you mentioned earlier, has really made a lot of plays this year. Can you talk about his development and the impact he has on the passing game.
Yeah, TJ's my whole time since being here, he's been active. Like he does some things really naturally in pass rush. Some of them very small and subtle. Like one of them I call match the hand. When you're rushing the passer, don't jump and leave your feet. Just match your hand to kind of block the quarterback's view and maybe deter him from throwing the ball. He in the spring when I got here and I was teaching the guys match the hand, he was maybe the only guy on the D line that already did it. And I was like, hey, y'all watch TJ. He's already doing this. It's a teaching mechanic that I've always used in pass rush to affect the quarterback. We just call it match the hand. He did that in the spring, like the second or third practice. I'm like, hang on, this kid's already knows how to match the hand, because a lot of our guys, it was like foreign to them. They'd never heard that term. He's got a lot of twitch, explosion, really loose in the hips, an easy mover. I'm most proud of his technique development. Game one, we watched the video from Ole Miss. He made some plays. I thought his technique was not very clean. I thought he needed to get into a better stance and get into some better linear movements to allow himself to play with more power and more explosion. He's improved in that area each week. I love the way he's playing the game. I think, everybody knows about Richard and Javon. Everybody knows about Cholo. Showers has played a lot of football. We've got a lot of, Buddha's made some plays, right? Shaquille Brown is making plays up front. But you add TJ and the impact he's making, I think it makes our front just that much more versatile, flexible, and you have another guy to deal with that can create problems for you in the pass rush game.
Hey, Coach. Brianna Jones with WTBY Dothan. Are there any specific tactics you have for the defense this week going into Texas State?
Yeah, we want to tackle the guy with the ball, not give up explosive plays, create takeaways. I try to make sure we simplify what we're doing each week. I want to hone in on, within the game plan, a handful of calls that our guys can execute really well to allow them to play with confidence and fast. We're at the early stages of the week to where last night, we kind of finished the game recap yesterday afternoon at about 5 o'clock. It's our last staff meeting. And then all last night I watched every Texas State game. So I'm we'll match some of our base things up against some of their base things. You try to make the other team beat you left-handed. Like I want to make, if they're right-handed, I want to make them, I want to take away what they do best or who their best players are. I want to, no different than last week. We knew the running back at Southern Miss was really good, and we knew number 1 and number 15 were really explosive receivers. So we have to design some things each week to maybe put our guys in the best position to be successful based upon what is our strengths and weaknesses, what are the other team's strengths and weaknesses. And so in the early stages of doing that, but Texas State presents a lot of issues because they're playing the game well, running the ball and throwing the ball. But we've got some things that we're working on that we'll put together that'll be unique and new to this week. Last week we put in a little bit new pressure call on base downs. I think we called it 7 or 8 times in the game, and I think all of them were pretty successful. So we try to identify maybe a new wrinkle each week that can add some value to our production.